morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Napoleon Total back with some Shogun 2 Fall of the Samurai Scramble for the Far East mod. And we're back with episode 3 of our Qing campaign. So in the last turn we did a lot of stuff. We eliminated an enemy general in battle. 2 enemy generals to be exact. And we're still in Russian territory. Once again, the enemy geisha is running havoc among our troops. Yeah, here are the remnants of our army. I can finally get my agent to assassinate her. And the results doesn't look that good. The assassination failed. No surprise right there. And we're just gonna go to central Permakoya. This army in which we just defeated the last army with that little statue right there. We're gonna auto-resolve this battle because there is no way in heck we're gonna even lose. The enemy only has 4 dudes. And yeah, we're just gonna auto-resolve, and I'm pretty sure we're not gonna take any casualties. Although for some reason, auto-resolve with traditional units sucks. But yes, we took no casualties and we're moving on. I was really hoping to get another general, but Zhao Qing, he leveled up, so I have nothing against him. We're gonna get logistics, and oops, I forgot to. I'm gonna get defender because we're eventually gonna work our way to night battles. There's nothing I can do as of right now. I have just troops, so I'm gonna end the turn. Not yet. We're gonna upgrade the harbor, and I need a navy of some sort because I need to eventually transport my fleet somewhere. We're gonna wait. We're gonna end the turn, and we're gonna see the Russians once again just deploying their geishas to wreak havoc among my troops. So yes, that's a problem. It is winter, which I was not expecting. I wasn't expecting winter to come so quickly. So yeah, that's the problem. That means my army is gonna start taking winter attrition. So that's gonna be a problem. The assassination once again failed, so that's gonna be problematic. We're gonna have my army come, and we're just gonna do our best. We have one enemy army right here, in which my army is not in the best of shape. Heck, my army is not even in any shape, any good shape to be exact. And yes, the enemy army is pretty small, but I was hoping to lure out the enemy defenders in terms of the garrison, but they don't get lured out. So yes, that's a problem. We're just gonna, I guess I don't have a choice but to fight this battle on the battlefield. On the battlefield, we can see my Manchu Lancers in the center right now. Once again, these Manchu Lancers are deployed with bows and swords. So they're pretty handy in almost every situation, and I use them a lot. Pretty useful, pretty good troops. And especially because they're on horseback, that makes them even more terrifying. So yes. The rest of my army is coming into view because this is technically a battle in which I'm using my massive army as reinforcement. So my massive army is here. Once again, a lot of white border banner troops. More white border banner Dao swordsmen. More white border banner swordsmen. And behind that I have yellow banner matchlocks, red banner spearmen, and the rest of my army is basically here. So yeah, a lot of colorful units, which is always typical of the Qing. It makes me pretty interested to do a Qing because like their armor is so colorful. Obviously, this is only in historically. It's going to be pretty obvious that during campaign, this armor will not look so pretty. So yeah. The enemy army is mostly made of this one Cossack unit. Two Cossacks, one general. And talking about the general is right here, and he's charging downhill onto the rest of my entire cavalry force. And my cavalry force. One unit at this time is just going to charge straight down, and we're just going to come and attack them. My Manchu Lancers will be duking it out with the enemy general. And just to make sure the enemy general is dead, I'm going to send in my own general and some more Manchu Lancers, just to make sure everything goes well. But these Manchu Lancers are just more than enough to take care of this general. Eventually, when the general dies, we are, yeah, at this point the general is routed. So yes, we are gonna chase them down. And at this point, the general should be dead. I'm gonna have most of my army slowly come up this hill, while I'm gonna send up my cavalry to harass these Cossacks. Because we have bows, we can shoot over the hills, and the Cossacks are just at this point just gonna stand there, take the fire. And yes, this is one of the reasons why Manchu Lancers, Manchu mounted archers are so useful. And because their horses, our archers are doing more damage because all we have to do is either hit the horse or hit the rider. And because the horse is a bigger target, we're going to kill a lot of them. But now the enemy Cossacks has decided to, you know what, we're going to charge straight down. Although it's a good idea, and my men do somewhat get caught up in the battle, I'm trying to get the rest of my army just to attack this one Cossack unit. And because it was a downhill charge, my unit is losing a few men here and there. But I'm just gonna send my entire army after this one poor Cossack unit with spearmen in the front and swordsmen on the flank. We're eventually gonna do a lot of damage, and technically within seconds we already won this battle because yeah, they technically already lost and now they're running away. So that's that. I can't really say anything else at this point. But yes, the rest of my army is just gonna slowly move up the hill because the enemy line infantry is gonna be trying to open fire on us, and we're just trying to move up the hill. In the sense we're using terrain against them, so that's gonna be wonderful. Once again, I really do like the colors of the armor. It's pretty historically accurate. Well, obviously, the modding team have tried their best on historical accuracy, and yes, it just looks wonderful. Now here's a demonstration of how to see how my guns fare against these weapons. Those 3 volleys pretty much devastated my matchlockmen. My matchlockmen are trying to open fire, but we're gonna see the devastating consequences of fighting against an European army. My matchlocks are pretty much doing a lot of damage, while their modern rifles are doing a lot, even at this point-blank range. This is essentially point-blank range for any modern army. Like literally, you don't even have to aim for most of the time. You just have to aim in the general direction and open fire. Yeah, but my matchlockmen are doing a terrible job. I decided to, the enemy decides for some reason they're going to push up, and yeah, that gives me the opportunity to charge down with my Red Banner Border Spearmen. So yes, these guys are, they're not as good as Dao Swordsmen. These guys are mainly used against horses and on the defense, but they are charging downhill, so that's going to give them advantage, and yeah, we are in melee, so that makes the situation better. On the other side, our massive swarm of units are just charging and cutting down this line infantry of the Russian Empire. Now we're just cutting down. As in the foreground, you can see my cavalry moving up to cut these guys down. But the Russian retreat is going to be hampered by my guys charging straight down off the hill, and we're just going to be chasing them down. Eventually, I order my guys to stop, and they're going to be eventually replaced by literally my Manchu Lancers, which once again, they are one of the most fastest cavalry that I have, the other being Manchu Lancers, and yeah, they are going to do a lot of damage. Eventually, I just let my Manchu Lancers chase the heck out of them, and yeah, that's that. We won the battle with, obviously, yeah, the enemy army is pretty much destroyed. There are some 100 guys left from that army. But now we have no choice, because if we sit here, we're going to take winter attrition, so why not just attack the fortress? Our army will be marching through the winter and attacking the fortress. Wonderful stuff, guys. Technically I don't have a way to turn back, because if I turn back, my army is going to be destroyed by attrition. If I go forwards, I have the only chance of surviving. Here you can see my army is forming up for battle. I have a lot of troops, although none of them are healthy. When I mean healthy, I mean fully replenished. But yes, I'm gonna send my White Banner Bowmen up to do some stuff with the arrow towers. So yes, that's that. My artillery is not firing because the enemy at this rate, they do not see me, so that's wonderful. Eventually I order my artillery to fire, but yeah, they pretty much kind of know where I am. So yes, red border banner spearmen. Behind them we have some yellow banner matchlocks. These guys were kind of destroyed fighting against the Russian infantry. By the way, Russian infantry is not the best infantry. It's just a normal infantry regiment, and that unit pretty much got destroyed. That's not a good sight. Behind we have our Manchu Lancers, our general, and some more Manchu Lancers. I kind of have my Manchu archers on the other side of the map, and we're just scouting out to see if the enemy, to divert the enemy's attention. You can see the enemy fortress is pretty much this massive, huge, humongous fortress. For those that have been watching my Prussian campaign, you guys will figure out this is one of the fortresses that I fought against. And technically the goal of this fortress is to destroy the arrow towers and then rush right in. Hopefully we can do that. The enemy garrison is not the strongest, but all they have to do is wait and have the arrow towers hit me, and my goal is to destroy the arrow towers first. So that's going to be an easy job for me, because I have so many mortars. I have 3 or 4 units of mortars, and we're going to be pounding the enemy fortress. I do have to admit, the modders of the team done a really good job on the maps of the castles. All these maps have been modded in by the modding community, and so the modding team, the development team, by the way, and I'm very thankful for that. So yeah, that's that. And yes, this fortress itself, it's pretty strong looking. I can definitely say it's a completely strong fortress. So that's why I am sending in my white border archers. The reason why I send in the archers first, because I was intending them to use their fire ammunition. I fired one shot and then they didn't really do much, so I decided to send them in and literally throw their torches. It is in the winter, so burning stuff down will take a longer time, but because we fired fire arrows at the tower, it's going to be somewhat helpful. And yeah, just to give you guys see how damaging fire arrows archer towers are, this is the amount of casualties we've been taking the second we've been crossing that bridge. You can literally see the trail of bodies, so it's not a good sight. I'm trying to get my men to do something. Like, I realize I can't turn back, because if I do turn back, I'll just get pummeled to death. If I go forward, it's once again the only chance that we have. It's literally like on the campaign map. My army can't move back, because if it moves back, we're going to be mauled by attrition. So our only way to survive is to move forward. So yes. My guys are, after the tower is destroyed, my guys are just going to run through, and eventually we're just going to, yeah, we're going to do stuff. But this is a very good view of the enemy tower, and all this entire time we haven't even penetrated the first tier. So that's that. In the background, my entire army is marching. We're literally marching through to like, because the first layer, technically the first layer, which is that gate that you guys just saw a few seconds ago, was destroyed. That's not even technically the first tier, but okay, let's pretend it is. We're gonna go through the first tier, and then yeah, my entire army is just gonna go straight through. Meanwhile, my artillery has been pounding the enemy units. You can see in the background, there's a few shaking here and there, but wait for it. Wait for it. And baboom. The gate has been destroyed, and all these guys are literally falling to their deaths. Well, on this side, we're also pounding them with our artillery. I find that in every campaign, mortars are very useful. But eventually I'm gonna upgrade my mortars. Well, not upgrade them, but I'm eventually gonna get better mortars in the sense of rockets. But as of right now, I don't have rockets. I can only use my mortars to pound these guys, and even then, my mortars are doing a pretty good job. Speak of the devil, they just literally killed a quarter of this unit, which is wonderful. And yes, now we're just gonna wait for more mortar rounds to come in against these Russian line infantry. This Russian line infantry was from the previous battle. It was probably the one that was shooting my men, but this line infantry is pretty banged up. Yes. I really like the Russian standards and colors. The Russian flag and the regimental colors is really wonderful. But that's not going to save them from certain death, which is coming right now. At least they got a quick death. Oh, except for that guy. Now our entire army is marching through this gate. This is my rear guard, and if my rear guard has already come into the settlement, then the vanguard and the rest of my army is pretty much through. I can see mostly white banners and yellow banner units, white banner borders to be exact. My actual white banner unit, which is this archer, is going to be moving through this essentially this bridge, and we're just gonna capture the gate. I decided to capture the gate because I do want to rest up my troops, and why not? Capturing gate, because the gate capture zone is right here, so technically I do have an easier job. You can see this flag is slowly going down, so that's great. And yes. We're gonna wait for a long time in the sense that this gate capture takes a long time, but eventually we're just gonna move out. And speaking of moving out, we're gonna fire our arrows at the enemy. We do have a terrible angle in the sense that most of our shots are hitting, but they're not doing a lot of damage because of the angle of how my shots are being fired. However, one of the reasons why I pushed up this unit instead of any other unit is because they have bows and they can safely shoot at the enemy while the enemy cannot return fire. But in the foreground, you can see me pushing up more units and stuff like that. I'm using fire arrows because that unit was on the brink of collapsing, and yeah. I come to find that fire arrows are not that useful. They decrease the range in this mod, so that's a problem. I rather prefer normal arrows. And speaking of devil, here are normal arrows. Also, fire arrows are pretty unhistorical. They're unrealistic because in order to fire a fire arrow, you need either oil or something that is useful. And the second you have fire arrows, you might as well just get a ballista or something like that, because literally a fire arrow, if it flies through the air, it will probably be put out by the speed of how fast the arrow is flying, and even if it makes it, it's not going to start fires. Like, I think fire arrows are used way too much in Myth, and yeah, by the Total War team. Not that, although seeing fire arrows is pretty amazing. I'm just going to put it that way. In terms of historical accuracy, it's pretty much the zero. Anyway. My guys have come in through the second tier, and they're just literally storming straight in. The first few units are going to be white banner infantry, white border banner infantry, these swordsmen. They're going to be charging through, and they're going to stay away from that gate because there are some units on it, enemy units to be exact. And we're going to move here, and we're going to rest up our troops before we charge straight in. Eventually, you can see most of my troops are just coming through this one gate. I don't want this point to be a choke point, and the enemy don't have that many units pointed towards me, so that's wonderful. Elsewhere, there's not a lot of stuff going on. So yes, we're gonna be waiting. And to be honest, in an actual historical siege, there will be a lot more waiting than fighting, just saying. But yes, we're gonna move forward. The enemy have fired their shots, and now we're just gonna be pushing forwards. At this point, I can definitely say that the enemy shots are not really hitting, but they are getting kills because our troops are so clumped up. And we're just gonna charge straight into this fortress and hope for the best. And the enemy does have a second layer of defense, and I'm desperately trying to have my mortars open fire on that gate. The enemy unit fires too quickly, and they hit mostly their own gate, the destroyed one. But I am gonna try my best to destroy the enemy gate, which you can see right here. A lot of men fall into their deaths, and our troops actually come into combat with the enemy levy infantry. We're obviously gonna win because if we can defeat a Russian army on the field, then we can definitely defeat a Russian militia. So yes, you can see in the background where the enemy are moving troops, and so yeah, I'm gonna take this time to cut down any survivors because, yeah, the enemy decides to move most of your troops back into this gate, and you might be wondering, wait, why am I not attacking? Because well, I'm attacking right now, because I really want the enemy to be like stuck in between me and yeah, this gate. And the reason why I want to do that is because I was expecting to be surrounded, and therefore I want more space so I can move around. But in the distance you can see the enemy troops, spearmen to be exact, are just coming straight towards me. I'm not going to care about that at this point because I do have swordsmen and they're way better than spearmen. My units are getting blobbed up, and the enemy is just going to be torn to pieces because my guys once again are way better than fighting than they are, and yes. On the other side, we're being attacked here, but I already have my swordsmen ready to fight these guys. Although on the charge they do particularly well, but as time goes on, we're gonna have the upper hand because we are the white banner border units. Here we can, we're kind of surrounded in the sense in that we're surrounded by at this gate, the corner, and we're literally surrounded by this gate, and so that's gonna be a problem. This enemy militia was at the bottom of this settlement, this wall, so he's trying to attack me. Here we're being surrounded by, we're being attacked by corner, and we're being attacked on the corner, and more enemy units are going to be coming in. To make this situation somewhat better for me, I decided to pound this gate and with my mortars, and because the enemy is charging straight through, I intend to do a lot of damage. And to ensure it does even more damage, I'm deciding to have most of my troops just get the heck out of there. And that makes the enemy come straight through. They're just going to be coming straight through. And that's going to put a lot of them at this gate. And then I'm going to target all my artillery on this gate. And yeah, that is the result. You can see all the dead, even at this gate. Some units are getting back up, but not a lot of them are getting back up. This unit is pretty much destroyed. At this point, I eventually ordered my troops to come back and attack them, and almost instantly they rout. Here, stuff has not been going that well because although my units are winning, it's taking a lot of time, so that's a problem. That's a problem. Not that I'm in any hurry because I destroyed all the towers, so that's going to be good for me. We are winning in combat, but because there are so many numbers, our troops are getting tired, and if we get tired, we have a high chance of getting killed, and if we get killed, that's less of a person that we have. But anyway, we are coming up on this wall, and we're fighting the enemy general, even more levy units, and some more spearmen. I've decided to send the rest of my army up here. And although it looks like a terrible situation for us, it is not that bad because we are technically winning. it's just a lot of enemy units that we have to kill. For some reason, white and yellow looks like a very good combination. But yes, that's that. Our spearmen are actually doing pretty well in this situation because we do have a lot more armor. And our spearmen are literally like trained to kill people. Although they're better used for horses, they are actually doing pretty well. Historically, armies would tend to use spears more than swords because spear is easier to produce, while sword, although it is technically better, a spearman, if used correctly, can be even better than a sword. But yes, in this situation, the enemy general is just charging straight in. As a matter of fact, I think this is the enemy general. And I actually no, I don't think so anymore. But yeah, I think the enemy general is on that white horse, I think. But anyway, we are winning. Although it's just taking time because the enemy just has so many numbers. So that's interesting. I really like some of the death animations the team had added in, although I could be completely wrong. But at this point, I'm just sending in a lot more units. I have some of my matchlock troops coming in, and you might be thinking, oh wait, why am I sending in matchlocks? The reason is, one, I'm short on men. Two is literally because matchlocks, however terrible they might be in melee, they're way better than this militia, and we're going to use them quite well. They don't get as many kills as Style Swordsmen, but they're gonna do a good job. Also, you and I pretty much don't know when they might be useful, and we're just gonna charge straight through. And yes, at this point, it's pretty much close to be a certain massacre because my guys are just winning all across the board, and although they are getting some kills, it is nothing compared to what I'm getting. I'm pretty sure during this entire battle, the enemy units don't get that many kills, but elsewhere, my units have started capturing the central plaza, and this is the central plaza. It is basically this massive tower, this massive keep, which is right here. A very good looking place, but eventually, before this even capped out, my units have killed most of their units. At this point, you can see some of my units cheering, but after I killed this one last dude, the entire army is going to be cheering because we have won, and our army's not going to be taking attrition anymore. So yes, that's wonderful. We started off this battle with winter has started, so technically I was forced to attack the settlement, and now we have taken the settlement, we have technically won another province, so yes. However, that does mean my army is slightly banged up, as you can see here on the end battle screen. Most of the kills have been done by just blobbing up and literally enemy towers. I have lost some units here and there, but at least we don't have to retreat back to my province through the winter. So yes, that's that. Also, reinforcements are coming. So yes, I required a lot of... So we've taken West Promokoska. We're gonna upgrade, we're gonna repair most of the stuff. They have an infantry barracks now, which I don't really need. I can't recruit my own units. So yes, what am I gonna build actually? I do have money in the bank, but yeah. I'm not that rich. Although it's pretty decent for a starting campaign. But in the early game. So yes. We're gonna continue to march. Well, actually, no, we're not going to continue the march. We're going to replenish because our army has taken way too many casualties. Winter is here, and we've -5 movement speed for all armies, so that's going to be terrible. Don't know what to really do, but yes. I'm gonna kind of destroy this infantry barracks because I need a barracks of my own so I can recruit my own troops. And we're gonna build a... What are we gonna build? We're not gonna build anything, so we're gonna end the turn. And we're just gonna... I'm just gonna say it. Have a great day, guys, because at this point the campaign... The episode has ended, so have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Now, before you leave, I would like to thank you very much for watching this video. I will be honored if you could like and subscribe to the channel. Remember, more videos are coming out, so it is a good idea to click on that notification button. Anyways, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.